In your opinion, what is the true value of silver today, in dollars, in US dollars? What is the true value of silver per ounce? I tend to see these comments throughout the precious metals community on YouTube, and I see people on all sides of the spectrum. I hear that silver is worthless or an outdated relic. I hear comments you should make a crypto investment, and then there are people who say that you should be doing much better today if you invested in stocks instead of silver. And then there are people who say silver should be worth $1,000 per ounce. In other words, what is it? Can you tell me what you think? What I want you to know is that why I think the price, spot price, matters. But I am not particularly concerned about it because I believe in silver and gold more than I do in fiat currencies. And that's what I want to share with you in today's video. Now, silver is important to me primarily because of this stuff right here. Now, most of you know we are dealing with US fiat currency here. So here, let me put this worthless currency over here. The term fiat currency refers to a currency that is not backed by any sort of commodity. Now, in the past, our dollars were backed by gold and silver. Yeah, you would be able to exchange every dollar printed for a silver dollar at a bank. You would be able to get real silver. Government guaranteed was provided. And I mean, in our Constitution, Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1, and yes, I am reading that off of a screen because I don't have it memorized exactly where it is. But it says that no state shall enter into any treaty alliance where confederation grant letters of marque and reprisal coin money, omnibus bills of credit, and make anything. That's what's important. It was the Constitution that made anything other than gold and silver coins a tender in payments of debts. Now that we are bound to this fiat currency, there is absolutely no oversight by the bankers, in my opinion. There is simply no limit of how much that they can make. So let's say, for example, the government wants $1 trillion. Well, they head over to the Fed and say, hey, I want $1 trillion. And proof right out of thin air, they have their $1 trillion. The major problem is that governments and politicians have an obsession with printing money out of thin air. And as they continue to take this course of action, it becomes a monetary issue. The more currency within the system, our dollars become less valuable. The purchasing power of the dollar craters. And on top of this, inflation will continue to range. Hint, don't listen to Mr. Transitory Inflation, Mr. Jerome Powell. Joe Biden and his Inflation Reduction Act is nothing but a giant lie. And he thinks that spending more money is going to resolve the issue. Obviously, as most of us know, this is going to just make matters even worse. And Joe Biden and his sidekicks are being very disingenuous, and it's a big smack to the face of the American people. And sadly, some Americans believe in the Inflation Reduction Act, but they fail to understand that printing and spending money out of thin air has major consequences. Remember, inflation is an expansion of the money supply. In order to have disinflation, we have to have major cuts to government spending. However, that's not happening at all. Our government continues to spend more money than it brings in through taxes. And so all they can do is to continue to spend more money than they bring in through taxes is what creates more money. Creating more money leads to higher inflation. And in my eyes, the Fed is going to continue to raise interest rates and try to fight inflation. And in my opinion, it won't work very quickly, if at all. And I think that the higher prices that you've been seeing will pretty much remain, unfortunately. Now the thing is, companies will get accustomed to those prices. Therefore, it is very difficult, and I think it is very easy for a company to raise the price of a product, but it is much harder or difficult for them to turn around and say, you know what, I think that price of this item is too high. Let's lower it back down again. Although it does happen, I'm just pointing out that raising the price is a lot easier for them than to lower the price of an item. We are in for some tough time, folks. This is why I believe that gold and silver should be a part of people's preparations, of course. Now, there are other essentials and necessities, but I'm talking on a level of what do we barter with, and after all, gold and silver have been money for thousands of years. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.